This is KGW News at noon.
Thanks for joining us here at noon. I'm China Green. We start this afternoon with some of the bills passed in Salem during the short session on Thursday. Oregon Governor Tina Kotek has been focused on housing production, and though she remains realistic that the housing bills passed this year are simply a starting point, she acknowledged that there is still much more work to be done. Blair Best has more.
Outside the steps of the state library are signs of a pain felt across Oregon.
It's hell. It's pure hell.
Cold, tired, and wet.
There's just no help. People, I wish that the community and the homeless could come together and collaborate instead of it being us against them.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me today.
Inside Thursday morning, Governor Tina Kotek attempts to instill confidence on what's being done to address this crisis.
At the top of my list for the session was housing production.
Last week marked the end of the short legislative session. Several bills passed around increasing housing supply and supporting shelter capacity, including $65 million to maintain emergency shelter and $41 million to prevent evictions.
As long as the money can get to where it's supposed to go, then that's good. But I'll believe it when I see it.
Here's the bottom line. We just have to make it easier for communities to build housing.
It's needed. It's badly needed.
More housing is the long-term solution for our homelessness crisis. But we also have to continue to forge ahead on meeting the needs of people who are living outside right now.
Like Sarah, homeless for 5 years and addicted to meth.
But I think in order for that to work, they have to mandate drug and alcohol treatment.
Perhaps the most anticipated and controversial bill of the session, HB 4002. It essentially revokes portions of Measure 110 and recriminalizes possession of hard drugs. Kotek plans to sign it.
The legislature's work this session is but one step in making sure we help Oregonians suffering from addiction while also ensuring community safety.
And I also have been in prison. I know that the prisons are full of people with drug crimes. Stop putting the drug addicts in prison. Get them help.
A key piece to that bill is setting up a deflection program, the option of sending people like Sarah to treatment instead of jail. Kotek says accountability will be critical here.
My expectation is that there will be appropriate guidelines and training for law enforcement to understand what is now different, what that means for deflection. I would hope that DAs are making appropriate choices.
Because you're not going to change anybody unless they want to. And usually it's the hard times that makes you want to.
Blair Best, KGW News.
Police are currently investigating a stabbing in Longview that happened earlier this week. Police say when they got to the scene, they found the suspect, 22-year-old Branson Luck, in front of a home with blood on his pants and on his hands. When they went inside the home in the 200 block of 23rd Avenue, they found a 31-year-old woman and her 14-year-old son, both injured. Longview police say Luck had entered the home and stabbed the mother. Her son attempted to intervene and was also stabbed. Today, police updated us and say that Luck is related to the mom and son, and also said that Luck was a suspect of an armed robbery that happened nearby just 10 minutes before the stabbing. Luck has been arrested and the investigation is ongoing. The mom and son are expected to be okay. The Skamania County Sheriff's Office and County EMS responded to reports of an injured and stranded rock climber yesterday afternoon at Beacon Rock State Park. 2 climbers were working their way up Beacon Rock when one of them fell. 3 firefighters used ropes and pulleys to reach the fallen climber and got him to safety just before nightfall. The climber is expected to be okay. In Salem, the Kaiser School District is now considering adding metal detectors to high schools. This comes after a shooting last week near South Salem High that killed a teenager and wounded 2 others. The superintendent tells us the district began exploring the idea last fall, though after the tragedy last week, they decided to make it a priority. Right now, they're inviting students and their families to take a look at the proposed systems on March 22nd. $8 million will now go toward the Hood River White Salmon Bridge replacement project after Congress approved 2 requests last week. The latest round of funding comes just months after the project was awarded a $200 million federal grant. Officials say the new funds will be set aside to acquire any land to revamp the bridge and to fulfill commitments to tribes in the area. The existing bridge has extremely narrow vehicle lanes with no shoulders for pedestrians or bikes. They say the replacement bridge would repair these issues, giving people more space to pass through. It will also be built higher up and eliminate the need for central lift span. Construction for the new bridge is expected to start in 2025. We have a traffic alert for you this weekend. Highway 217 is set to close between 99W and Greenberg Road in Tigard starting tonight at 9. The route will stay closed until 5 Monday morning. This is part of the 217 improvement project. All lanes will be closed here. A detour is in place, so check TripCheck for more information. And the 46th annual Shamrock Run is happening this Sunday. It is Portland's longest running tradition, featuring multiple distances ranging from half marathon to 1 mile leprechaun lap for kids. These are some clips from last year's run. This year's races are going to be starting and finishing from the Tom McCall Waterfront Park and will run through downtown Portland. But that also means, of course, there'll be some traffic changes. So you can see a list of them, the road closures on your screen right there. Many of these closures will be taking place starting at 7 a.m. and will go at latest until 1:15 this afternoon. That includes parts of Nadeau Parkway, Southwest Barber Boulevard, and southbound Southwest Capitol Highway and Southwest Terwilliger Boulevard. All downtown streets west of Southwest First Avenue will remain open all morning and bridges will not be impacted. It's time for some weather, and I match your green behind you because it's all good news. All good news we're talking about this morning.
Yeah, and let's jump to Sunday and talk about the Shamrock Run. Often rain, sometimes you're not going to believe how cold it is. This year, if anything, getting into the afternoon might be getting a little too toasty. The warmest St. Patrick's Day, and this year the Shamrock Run, of course, and St. Patrick's Day come on the same day, this Sunday. That doesn't always happen. The record book for the date on Sunday is 76 degrees. That is at least in the wheelhouse of possible highs for us, by the way, this time around. Only 4 years have been in the 70s on St. Patrick's Day with the date upcoming, so it's a little unusual to be this warm. Average high, 57 degrees. And then Matt Savino put this together for us. The race began, the Shamrock Run, the first one was back in 1979. Since then, 27 of 44 runs have had some measurable rainfall for the calendar date. Quite frankly, I'm surprised it's not higher, 61%. The coldest not that long ago, a freezing start back in 2017. Now, for the Shamrock Run itself, the warmest is 70 degrees. So this, for the calendar day, this will get warmer than that easily. So this will go in the books as the warmest Shamrock Day in the record books. How about that? Real quick, everybody's sunny. A lot of boats out there at Uquinna Bay. Beach temperatures well up into the 60s today. Could be 50 at pass level at Government Camp. Where are we at? We're at 59 degrees. 72 is coming up this afternoon. We'll have more of your weekend forecasts ahead.